Hello, everybody. Welcome to Water Cooler Wednesday. This is something new that we're starting, hopefully to keep it consistent on a weekly basis around Hump Day, get you some short, quick product information, something you might not be familiar with yet, either new products, new features on existing products, or just some interesting technology features that we think you'd like to know about. So if you have any topics along those lines that you'd like us to cover in these short Water Cooler Wednesdays, then we'd love to hear about them, and we'd like to put some of those forward. We've got some ideas moving forward, but we'd love to incorporate things that you guys are interested in. So thanks for tuning in. We're going to try and keep this brief. I want to start today just by highlighting what we're talking about. Today we wanted to start with the Daikin Rebel Applied rooftop units. And Rebel Applied is an extension of the Daikin Rebel rooftop units that you may be familiar with. And it extends the range, the tonnage range from 30 tons up to 50 tons. So the standard Rebel unit is 3 tons to 28 tons. Rebel Applied is going to go up to 50 tons. And package rooftops in general for Daikin range from 3 tons to 140 tons. If you weren't aware about package DX rooftop units going that large, we can do them up to 140 tons with the Roof Pack RPS series. But the goal ultimately is for Rebel Applied to expand into that full 140 ton range. So we're looking forward to that. Currently, Daikin is just brought out phase 1 and 2, which is the initial tonnage range, and phase 2 just was released with some additional features, which we think are pretty awesome. And we're going to talk about those moving forward in this little video. So to get started, I want to show you a walk around video of the Rebel Applied, get you familiar with it, some of the features, and then we're going to jump into a selection example for you, just to give you some tangible ideas around what configurable options there are with Rebel Applied. So check out the walk around video.
Welcome to the video Rebel Applied Walk Around. After viewing this video, you will be able to identify the main components available in a typical Rebel Applied unit. Your actual unit may contain additional or optional components, or be configured differently. Refer to the project's certified submittals for actual specific dimensions and locations. We will start our walk around of the Rebel Applied unit by looking at the return section. This is the outdoor air hood. The outdoor air preheater is on the back side of the outdoor air hood. Plenum exhaust fans are located behind access doors on the return section and discharged through the exhaust hoods on each side of the return section. Barometric exhaust dampers are contained under each hood. Further into the unit is the optional energy recovery wheel. The energy recovery wheel slides out for easy servicing. An optional energy recovery wheel, VFD, may be included with the energy recovery wheel. If selected as an option, the Ebtron airflow measurement station is located here. The Ebtron sensor probe is installed horizontally across the outdoor air inlet. Next, you see the economizer assembly, which includes outdoor air dampers and return air dampers. The return end control cabinet is on the left side of the unit. Above the return end control cabinet is the energy wheel control panel. This will only be present if there's an energy recovery wheel. Some units may use return fans rather than exhaust fans. They are in the same general area as the exhaust fans, but have a different orientation. Next, we will review the refrigeration section. A filter bank supports the use of multiple filter sizes. After the filters is the direct expansion DX evaporator coil. Adjacent to the evaporator coil are refrigerant capillary tubes, expansion valves, and liquid line solenoid valves. An optional subcooled liquid reheat coil and/or modulating hot gas reheat coil is next. Also optional for specific size evaporator coils is a DX bypass damper, which provides optional reheat during certain periods of dehumidification. A refrigerant piping chase runs along the control or right side of the unit, providing access to piping, as well as an electrical wiring chase housing both power and controls wiring. In the supply air section are the supply fans. All supply fan combinations are part of a fan wall. Shown here is a 2x2 fan array. Depending on unit size and configuration, you might also see a 1x2 fan array. On the left or non-control side of the unit is a condensate drain line, allowing removal of condensate from the evaporator coil. The Rebel Applied's heat section is after the supply fan section and houses optional gas or electric furnaces or optional hot water or steam coils. With a gas furnace, the access door will have a louvered air intake. This example shows a staged and modulating gas furnace. The staged furnace is on top and the modulating furnace is on the bottom, with vertically arranged in-shot tubular heat exchangers on either side. The single inlet gas connection simplifies the facility gas inlet connection rather than having separate gas connections for multiple burners. And the furnace section also includes a stainless condensate drain pan and exit piping to remove condensate from the unit. The gas furnace may have 1 or 2 flue stacks depending on the furnace configuration. In this case, a double stack is shown. Electronic control boards for the gas furnace will be housed on the left side of the main or high voltage control panel. Hot water heating is also a heat option, and if so equipped, includes the hot water coil, inlet and outlet valves, and a hot water drain connection. A factory-provided hot water 2- or 3-way control valve is available. Another heating option is a steam coil. Steam coils will be furnished with inlet and outlet connections and optional freestat. The last heating option is electric heat. Several types of electric heat control are available. The heater banks will be located in this area. The Rebel Applied V-coil condensing section is opposite the outdoor air end of the unit. 2 separate refrigerant circuits are included, therefore 2 sets of coils. The Circuit 1 coil is on the left and Circuit 2 is on the right. Solid core or optional removable core liquid line dryers are located opposite the main control panel. Standard and optional VFD or ECM controlled condenser fans for each circuit are located on the top of the unit. Multiple compressors, either fixed speed or inverter type, are conveniently located beneath the coils. Refrigeration service connections for high or low pressure measuring of either circuit are to the right of the compressors. The low voltage panel houses unit controls and is located on the end of the unit and provides safer access to low voltage components. The main or high voltage control panel is located low on the control side of the unit and includes standard and optional high voltage components such as disconnects, power blocks, electrical contactors, and others.
Great. So hopefully that walk around video was helpful to you just to see how the components are arranged in the unit. Keep in mind, the specific configuration of any given unit can be quite a bit different than what was shown there. You can have some options added, some not there. It just depends on what your project demands. But some of the cool features, I think, are a huge upgrade to packaged rooftop units. And starting with one that wasn't actually mentioned in the walk around is the unit cabinet construction. It's got a very good leakage rating, actually on par with a lot of custom units. And so it's not your typical leaky rooftop, packaged rooftop unit. So keep that in mind. The other thing is fan arrays. To have fan arrays in a packaged rooftop unit is pretty exceptional. And every Rebel Applied selection is going to either have a 2-fan or 4-fan option. And we can tell you what the redundancy capability is if that's important to you. And they're really affordable since they're ECM fans. They're very reliable and affordable. We can do different kinds of backdraft isolation or blank off plates. Really cool. And then a new feature that just released with phase 2 also is the humidifier option. So for those healthcare situations, or especially in our dry climate, anytime you need humidification, we can get that right in the air handler so you don't have to mess around with humidification downstream in ductwork, things like that. So with that, I want to lead into this selection scenario, kind of pull back the curtain a little bit on how we make a selection in our software tool, and give you a little more tangible look at some of the features that are available. And if that's not quite enough for you, I did create another video. It's about 20 minutes long. It's a more expanded, all in the selection software, expanded video showing you a detailed selection of a pretty complex Rebel applied unit that could be used for healthcare with variable speed, energy recovery, all the bells and whistles. So take a look at that if this part here isn't enough for you. But for now, here's a Rebel Applied basic selection. Okay guys, this is Daikin Select Tools, or DST, which is where we do all of our Daikin Applied equipment selections out of. And for this case, we're starting with a rooftop unit. You can see all the different range of rooftop options, going from Maverick 1 all the way up to the RPS, up to 140 ton units. In this case, we're doing a Rebel Applied, and we're going to shoot for a 40-ton selection. We've already got it started here. So we can choose different liners, voltage, gas type. In this case, I'm doing our heating type. In this case, I'm doing gas. DX coil position, we can do draw through or blow through. Okay. Do mixed air unit, standard mixed air, 100% outside air, energy recovery, return air only. We can do, and then depending on that selection, gives you some options here. In this case, I'm just going to do modulating economizer damper, and actually I'm going to throw in a propeller exhaust fan for economizer powered exhaust. So we can go to operating conditions. You can customize your design criteria here, CFM, static pressure, entering air temperatures, all of that. You can also select between fixed speed compressor or variable speed. In this case, I'm going to do variable speed on the lead circuit, just for fun. And I've got a 40-ton target here. We're going to see how that comes out. So we're going to do a selection here. And on the selection tab, it shows us the combination of condenser and coils. So we got a 4-row option and a 6-row option. I'm just going to leave it on the 6-row option, showing a 54-degree leaving air temp off the coil. Up here, we're showing a leaving temperature of 56. This is leaving the unit. So this accounts for fan heat. So it's a nice number to have in mind. So we'll go on to unit options, and here there's a whole bunch of things we can choose. We're going to make it feel a little more like a custom unit. We're going to add some lights and some viewports and some dual access doors. Maybe we don't know where our access is going to be exactly yet. And then we're going to do a factory provided full perimeter curve. You can customize all the rest of this depending on the project requirements specifically. We'll leave it as is for now. So we can go into the configuration in the drawing, show you some of the features that are available to be selected here. As you can see, this is our arrangement of the unit. You can get a blender if we wanted, final filters, either side or front load, add a humidifier, an extra plenum discharge section, a lot of different items. Starting on the left here, we can get some different features on the return fan and some different economizer options. So I've selected dry bulb and the default diagnostics, or the fault diagnostics, pardon me. Filter section, we can do a lot of different things. I like to select as a standard MERV 8 with a MERV 13 pre and post arrangement. You can see it's configurable to do some other arrangements as well. I'm going to add a 1/2-inch pressure drop here for this selection. And then for the coil, we see we've got a galvanized or steel option. I'm just going to leave it as galvanized. You can do UV light if you want, but in this case I'm going to leave it alone. And then I'm going to skip over to the burner. So the gas heat, this has got our selection pinned at 800 MVH. And so you can customize your CFM if you know your heating CFM is lower. If you like, I'm going to leave it at 12. Entering dry bulb, worst case, we're saying 40 degrees at our mixed air condition. And then for control on the heating, usually there's a staged option. In this case, we're just getting a modulating option 10-to-1, 20-to-1, or there's this cool 100-to-1 option, and I'm covering that in a separate video where I'm going to go a little more detailed than the Rebel Applied selection with a lot of different features. So if you're interested in that, take a look for that in our YouTube channel, or send me an email and I'll get you the link for that one. For now, we're just going to go standard 10-to-1, and then we're going to go check out our fan selection. So here we've got options for 1x2 or 2x2 fan arrays. I'm going to stick with the 2x2 array option, and we're going to check the fan curve here. So that looks pretty good. The other thing you can check here is when a fan has failed, it'll show you the redundancy percentage. You look at 1 or 2 fans failed. So it's kind of a neat feature also. So hopefully this has been beneficial for you to see just how configurable, how many options are available with this Package DX rooftop unit. It's a pretty cool system, unique design, and it's very streamlined. So the budgets on these usually come out very competitive. So use us. Thanks for joining us for Water Cooler Wednesday, and we look forward to next time. Thanks.